Hello everyone again. My full name is Jamil Fikruz. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Uzbekistan. And this is my video with answers to the questions from participants' handbook. I read that handbook fully and now we'll try to answer all questions in my own words. Right, let's get started. Let me read the first questions first, then I'll try to answer them. Okay. How much money at least should you bring with you to cover your initial expenses? It should be at least $1,000 just to cover our initial expenses like for food, for rent, until we get our first paycheck. Well, the second question, when you should apply for your social security card? Well, we have to wait 10 days after getting email confirmation about successfully checking in on MyIntrix website, and then we're allowed to apply for the social security card. Third question, how many days you have to check in after arrival? We are given 3 days. Fourth question, how often should you check in during your summer program? Well, at least once in a month, we have to check in, like we have to update MyIntrix team about our status so that they're informed about our status, like that we're safe, healthy, and secure. Well, first question, how can you check in? With what methods, ways can you use? Of course, by using MyIntrix website. Sixth question, what should you do before starting a second job? We have to inform the Intrux about it and get authorization from them so that they will go through all necessary steps uh, to check the job's eligibility. They'll check as well if the job complies with state regulations or not, so that we have to wait for the confirmation. Seventh question, what characteristics should have any job to be proper job for work and travel program? Well, it should have its proper address, email address that can be reached, valid job description, valid uh, hourly pay rate, EIN or tax ID like employees identification number, etc. Well, let's move on. What should you complete is eighth question. What should you complete in MyIntrux before you depart your home country? Well, we have to wait for the updated MyIntrux account with traveling and housing arrangements. Ninth question, how much time before arrival should you make your travel and housing arrangements? We are given 2 weeks. 10th question, how many days before the start date of your program can you arrive? We can arrive 2 weeks prior, showed on our DS2 2019 form, but we're not allowed to start working until the start date showed on our contract. Well, 11th question, what should you do if you want to change your job, right? Well, we have to submit a request on MyIntrux account. We must be checked in there. We must be in good condition with MyIntrux. And of course, our second job cannot interfere with our primary job. Well, 12th question. Give some examples of prohibited placement, like teaching, working in the office, manufacturing, in factories like warehouses, retail operations, in the places which require more physical exercises or which are not safe for us. Okay, the next question. Give some examples of permitted placement. Well, since it's a summer program, there are some seasonal jobs which are common to all participants, like it can be cafes, restaurants, supermarkets, attractions, you know, sector of services like this. For this question, well, why some jobs are prohibited? I think I already answered this question because they're not safe or they require more physical exercise than it should be. Well, 15th question. How many business days do you have to submit your new host company's information to Intrax? Well, we have 14 days to report our new job. 16th question. How many business days do you have to submit your housing changes? So I think it's the same question. Okay, 17th question. Can you work during 30 days of grace period? Well, after once our work days are completed, we'll be given 30 days um, to close our e-fares, like and for traveling as well. In this and this is called grace period, and these chunks of time we're not allowed to work at all. Well, 18th question. How many days after your service and date do you have to depart? Well, we have to depart from US within 30 given days. The next question. What date shall prevail your service in date on your visa end date? I think these are the same questions. Well, the next question, let's see. Where you should call first in case of emergency. There is number 911. We have to call to this number first, and then we have to call to the emergency number of which is shown on the My Instructs website and inform the operations about our situation. Well, the last question is what important documents should you bring with you and make copies of them and store in a safe place? Passport with our DS form, uh, all documents like our job offer, identification information, and of course we should have copies of all documents listed above. Well, there are some personal questions. I see. Let's answer to them as well. What position are you perfect for? To be honest, I don't want to choose the job to work for, but working in a field where I already have an experience would be good for me, I think. It can be working as a waiter in a cooking field, in like cafes, as a busser, um, and the places like this, or sellers in the shop. It doesn't matter. As I already mentioned in my previous video, I already have experience on these fields. Okay, and second personal question: where would you like to work? Name at least 5 states. Well, I would prefer to work in touristic places like on the east side of United States. It can be Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, um, New York, Florida, and places like that. I want to travel and see touristic places. And by the way, if there is ocean in the Florida, I want to visit there as well. So that state would be on my preferred ones. Thank you for watching my video. See you later again.